Hey guys, Itchy Moon here. I know it's been a super long time, but if you didn't get the memo, I kinda stopped doing my Itchy Moon reviews thing because it involved too much work that I simply couldn't keep up with on a daily basis. But I miss talking about stuff on the internet. So I'm testing out a brand new series I'm calling Character Course. Basically, I have you guys request any character in any kind of media to analyze. My criteria would be 1, they have to be an interesting character, because nobody likes talking about lame dudes. 2, there has to be enough information about them for me to go over. Sorry, villainous, maybe next time. 3, I'd prefer them to be animated, but I'll make an exception depending on my mood. 4, finally, if I haven't heard of it / seen it, please spare me from having to watch a really long series to make a proper review. The best part is that it can be from anywhere. TV shows, movies, books, video games, I'll even accept well-known independent projects. The likelihood of spoilers is super high for these kinds of videos. This one is no exception. I mean it. Spoilers all the way through. Okay? Okay. So, to start off this series, I've chosen a pretty regular show as my first candidate. Yeah, okay, sucky joke, I know. It's regular show. I'm gonna be talking about Rigby. Who is Rigby, you might find yourself asking? Or, more likely, which one was Rigby? He's the raccoon guy, voiced by William Salyers. I guess I should quick go over what Regular Show was for all you plebs who didn't watch it. I'm just kidding, you're all just commoners. Regular Show is a TV show that aired on Cartoon Network back in 2009. Yes, 2009, people. That was a long time ago. That was back when the baby dancing to Beyonce was the hottest meme. And it ended 2017. Basically, it was about a blue jay named Mordecai and his best friend Rigby working at a dead-end shop at their local park. Their boss is a gumball machine named Benson, there's a green dude named Muscle Man, an ape who skips around named Skips, yada yada yada, moving on. Fact is, jokes with the title, it was not a normal show, and every episode had some absurd and probably hilarious situation that would happen and get resolved by the end. Enter Rigby. Rigby, at first glance, is a lazy, worthless piece of crap who takes advantage of his only friend in his selfish schemes that end up in chaos.
Alright, cool. So we done here?
No, I'm not finished!
Oh, you're killing me!
As I was saying, Rigby is known as the irresponsible one, the screw-up, the loser, etc. He's always hanging out with his best friend Mordecai, who somehow manages to put up with all the stuff Rigby does. He's the one out of the duo who gets on his boss's nerves the most, and typically he's the fan favorite.
You're ruining my life! I'm helping. I'm holding the hose. Look, I'm taking a giant leak. Stop talking!
Dude, what are you doing? The door!
Oh my gosh! I totally propped it open with some bags of ice! Check it.
With any other comedy show, this would be it. That would be all he is. But this is different. Rigby's past events have led up to these kinds of actions, even if he doesn't realize it himself.
My dad, he was always like, your brother Don is so amazing. Just go back to being a screw-up, Rigby. I don't even understand half the reasons I do the things I do. I'm expected to be a clown, so I'm a clown.
And I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that it's probably due to the emotional abuse he's experienced throughout his high school years and likely previous to that. We get a taste of this in the episode Don, when we meet Rigby's brother, Don, who is the complete opposite of Rigby. He's nice, liked, stronger, and has a fancy house and car.
I'm always in your shadow. You're so much better than me. Everyone likes you better, and to top it all off, everyone thinks you're my older brother. I'm the older brother. Me!
But it doesn't stop there, though. His relationship with his parents are also pretty shaky, more noticeably with his father.
Oh, there it is! Now it comes out! See, Barbara? Of course he needs something. No! You cannot borrow my prized 1964 luxury sedan!
Ah! This is so typical! You care more about that dumb car than you care about me!
That's it! Go to your room!
Fine!
So it's kind of no wonder he gave up on trying to be anything else. What he craved the most was attention, and not the negative kind. The kind where people praise and like him. At some moments, he's even convinced himself that that's what he deserves. In the Regular Show movie, he was so desperate for Mordecai to stay with him that he even forged a college rejection letter after finding out that he was accepted, but not Rigby. This was all done in a panic scheme to force Mordecai to stay with him and not go off to college. Sound like a crappy thing to do to a BFF? Well, it sure is! Though, it goes to show how truly unhappy and lonely Rigby was, as Mordecai was the only person to ever support him in any way.
I think you're kind of awkward to look at, and you embarrass me all the time, and I wish I could trade you in for someone else. But I don't, because you're like my brother. With brothers, you always gotta make do.
Okay, so Rigby's a horrible person with family drama. Are we done now?
No, I'm not finished! Later on in the show, Rigby started singing a different tune when he met Eileen. Okay, Eileen was already in the show, but I mean when he started to actually get to know her, accepting her as a person and not a nerdy weirdo with an obvious crush on him.
But it's cool if you're busy. Totally cool. Totally. I'll get you a refill. Idiot.
I believe it started out in the episode Camping Can Be Cool, when Mordecai invites Eileen and Margaret, who happened to be Mordecai's crush, to a camping trip with he and Rigby. Rigby, of course, being against it at first. It was this episode that finally gave Eileen some much-needed screen time and kickstarted Rigby's character development.
Good job, Eileen.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. Catch! Ugh.
I guess you could argue that technically he finally started showing concern towards her in the episode Skunked, when Rigby got turned into a were-skunk and threatened Eileen, but I feel like he was pretty mortified at himself for not only scaring everyone, but making people hate him as well, so I don't count that as a developing moment. Regardless of that, her positivity and support rubbed off on him, encouraging him to be a better person. This happens gradually throughout the series, and eventually, the old Rigby who did things for selfish reasons doesn't seem like a thing he'd do anymore. One of the running gags that regular show had was the fact that he didn't have a high school diploma. In Season 7, the episode The Eileen Plan gave Rigby some insight on himself and how he felt bad about not being good enough for her.
Eileen doesn't care about that stuff anymore.
But she doesn't know I didn't graduate from high school. If I'm ever gonna be the brilliant guy of her dreams, that's the least I can do.
So even though he continued to make bad decisions throughout the episode, he was doing it for a cause that he felt was important to not only himself, but to Eileen. This arc continues onward for several episodes until he is eventually granted the diploma. And this was his whole personal journey of bettering himself for the sake of lifelong happiness. I chose Rigby for this test drive first character course because I think that the entirety of regular show tends to be underrated by the internet and cartoon fans. He's the prime example of how to write a really good structurally sound character. Giving someone a catchphrase and having them be relatable sometimes isn't enough when your show is 8 seasons long. Sometimes it's not enough if it's only 2 seasons long. Characters are an experience, and an experience is within ourselves. Rigby was a character who wanted to change for the better, and the better it did indeed get.
Once you do the hard stuff, it becomes not that hard. I may not be the man I used to be, the one who didn't graduate from high school, but unexpectedly, awesomely, I can still do the fun stuff he did. In fact, my Alley Fight Dude's 4 score has never been better. I've come a long, long way, and in the end, I still get to be me, but better.
Thank you guys for watching. Please tell me how I did and if you'd be interested in more. If you have a specific character in mind that you'd like me to go over for the next character course, go ahead and request in the comments below. See you all next time.